Percy is an engine of many traits. He's cheeky, he's playful, he's vengeful, and he's courageous. Nobody knows his roots exactly, and nobody really cares, for it is the spirit of Percy that matters. I've wanted to talk about Percy for a long time, as Percy is my favorite character, and I've crafted a headcanon for him, which we'll go into, 3, 2, 1 right now. All the characters have an interesting or funny reason for existing. Percy is the exception. The official description for Percy states that Percy is an engine of obscure antecedents. He was purchased second or third hand, and was thus believed to be built by Avonside, but was found to have components of Hunslet among others. This was a bit confusing to me. My headcanon for Percy is like the original, but it's more in-depth. When the NWR was being constructed, Sir Bertram Topham Hatt needed another tank engine. He contracted an unknown workshop to build one. It falls through as the Fat Controller obtains loaned engines, and Percy isn't necessary anymore. Meanwhile, Percy was loaned to many railways. This does in fact include the Great Western. Percy was troublesome though, and was returned many times. Then, the strike happened, and Bertram remembered, wait, I still have a tank engine, and so he paid. Again, Percy worked as the pilot until around 1955. Enter Sir Charles Topham Hatt. One of the first acts as controller for Sir Charles was fixing the congestion problem at Knapford, so he decided to reopen the abandoned harbor at Tidmouth on Thomas's branch. But by 1955, the work at Knapford grew, and the work was too much for Percy. Sir Charles brought on Duck to work in Percy's place. Duck kept the yard in order, and was thus there for 12 years, until he went to run his own branch line. Oh yeah, Percy went to rebuild the harbor at Tidmouth with Thomas and Toby. He then stayed there to work at the quarry, where he met Mavis, and the rest is history. Before I built any version of Percy, I used the 2011 Tomy version of Percy. I mean, not bad. The face is a bit off and ugly. I hate it, but okay, let's talk a bit about regular Percy. My opinion, he's a bit too long. But I mean, I'm sure that's easily fixable. I mean, they probably made something that was a bit shorter than the standard 4-wheel long chassis, but maybe something a bit longer than the standard 4-wheel short chassis. Just something with overall better proportions, but I can't quite put my finger. Why didn't they ever fix this? So, like a good little Thomas Wooden Railway modeler, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I quickly scratch-built a Percy. The coats of paint I used were too thick. Also, way too tall. If you put it on a regular chassis, it's taller than everyone. Yes, everyone. So, I made another one. I was super happy with this one. This is the one you have all seen. I used this the longest. It wasn't stamped, it got its own video. So if you want a more in-depth video on that, go watch this video. I'll put the link in the description, if I remember, or care. It served, but blemishes started showing themselves later. So I made another one. Nope, this one had the same problems as the first one. I found a weird plastic Percy roller thing that I stole the face from to make this one. But it was a bit too small. It was way too small. So, guess I can't use it. All that waste of money too. Sure, it won't go to anything else. I used a 3D printer, PLA, instead of cardboard for this one, to make it smaller, but to still have detail. I also used a primer, this one, and used small thin coats. This was the same for the painting process. Thin coats of an olive green I mixed myself, black for the cab roof and smoke box. Then I printed out 2 number 6s, stuck them on, and he was done. One of the last things I had to do was get a face. Adventures Percy face? No, too big. Wait, what about that other face? Perfect! Perfect size. And that brings us to present day. I quite honestly think this needs to be redone at some point, as he's too short, and when I eventually build Bill and Ben, I don't want them to be taller than Percy. But for now, I think he looks great. There are people who have done short Percy better, and I actually took inspiration from them from the very beginning. Go support them, show them some love. The next character to be covered will probably be Thomas. He's probably not going to come for a while because he's unfinished. So unfinished to the fact that I'm literally working on him as of typing this script. But what would you like to see next? New essay video? How about another AU rambling vid? Tell me in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring Toby's bell. He likes it very much. Okay, pause. Thanks for stopping by. See you next month.